Hello and welcome to the Face Building Podcast, episode 52, with your lovely and amazing hosts, Vladi Kuna.
And Norman Gräter. Hi, guys.
Hello. Today's topic is self-image. We touched on it in episode 51. If you did not listen or watch it yet, just do it. It was 30-minute talk with great value for you for sure. And today we keep it up because we had so much to talk about that we continue in episode 52 about the self-image. And there's one queen on this planet regarding self-image, and she is wearing a black outfit today and smiling into the camera that I see right now. Vladi, I hand it right to you to kick it off.
Thank you. Guys, let's go from judgment last episode into self-image. Self-image is truly the best thing I love teaching. Why? Because my life changed hugely understanding it. And it keeps doing so because we never reach the point. But really, I want to talk about the emptiness we feel. So when we go back to our last week's episode, 51, as Norman pointed out, on judgment, it's like why do we judge? Is because we feel this emptiness. It's this space we need to fill with something. Not always actually willingly, but it happens subconsciously. So it's not that we choose to do this all the time, but we're programmed to do it. So, there's so much rush outside. Like when I say outside, I mean in the world. Look at the social media, and we're there as well. So, I'm going to put my hand up, but I want you to really think about how this impacts self-image and judgment in a huge way. There's so many coaches. We're in this industry, so I will be pointing out that coaches and mentors, because we gave you a really good talk with Norman a few weeks ago, and I can't remember which episode, about we were 20 years in earth energy. Now we moved into fire energy. Now what happens in the fire energy, and we already past the year into it, what happens in the fire energy is you get excited very fast. Oh, I want to do this, and I'm going to conquer the world, and I'm going to build a house, and whatever it is, it really flames you up, but you also die down very fast. Oh, this doesn't work, and you're expecting everything to happen within a week. And this is the illness of the century we live right now. These are the times it's full of rush and noise and loud. If you see people who are noisy and loud and posting to, like this too flashy things, it's not always who people are behind. And again, yes, is that part of a judgment? Yes, it is a little bit of judgment. But I want to say this because we see with Norman so many people who feel not good enough because they look outside, they look at the post and, oh, I wish I could do, I know people who hire hotels, who hire spas, who hire to actually make their reels. See, that is where we're going wrong. If you're actually posting because you're doing something interesting and you're in that amazing energy and something's amazing happening and you feel inspired to share it with people, that good energy stays in that. But when you just paying attention, because that's already your intention, I want to sell more of my problems, I want programs, not problems. Nobody's selling their problems, but it really causes this huge emptiness. Don't think you're less worthy just because other people have done better posts, because other people have better clothes, because other people are showing themselves in these amazing holidays. Are they really taking them, or are they really hiring hotels to actually make a few reels? Because then they look like these goddesses and emperors and gods and stuff. But it's the real wealthy people, the real successful people don't need that noise. Because if you're really successful, you will do exactly the opposite. You will retrieve from this space. I am asked why you're on social media, because people know I'm not really a huge fan of AI and social media. But I also know that my kids are there and it's kind of unstoppable these days. So few of us have to get out there and do something nice and positive. Otherwise, this space just fills with something we don't want our kids to be. And if you think about, there's so many, and it can be helpful, but place more value on your real relationships and connections than actually chasing and rushing to have more friends. And these are not real people. Something happens in your life and you need help. Those people will not be reaching out. And also you will not be sharing it with these people because they just followers. They're just a number in a business. A true relationship and network is your net worth. And a true network is not built on a social media. That is just something like, yes, if you're building something huge where you need people to influence, that's perfect, because we find our community. We thrive being in a community. We get inspired. But really, your hugest value, which we're talking about today, self-image, value, and worthiness, is not that. So stop comparing yourself to this, because lots of people buy their way to the top. They don't have it inside them, but they come out as these great marketing tools, and we buy it because that's what we're looking into. But do you know why? Because we're coming from an emptiness. We're looking at the shiny object syndrome. We are on a frequency of lack. So we feel that we maybe don't have enough money. We don't have enough education. We didn't really fulfill our dreams yet. And then we blend into this. Don't allow it to happen. Norman, what's your intake on it?
Just being reminded while I listened to you to a movie I saw last week, Wicked for Good. If you did not see Wicked Part 2, and if you like musicals, and if you like the musical Wicked, and if you watched Part 1, and if not, go and watch Part 1. I love the musical. I think I saw it 12 times in Germany in the past. I love the story. It relates a lot to me. I love the music Steven Schwartz put in. This is truly amazing. And what Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, the actors for Wicked and Wicked for Good, put on the screen is based on true friendship that they build. And you can see that in every scene that they play. I have seen many movies, and I would say, honestly, I cried at many movies. But what they did with Wicked for Good is... And do you know the situation when there are tears streaming down both cheeks, like a river, and you hold your breath because you don't want to cry out loud or make any noise, so you hold your breath and you think it gets better, and at one point you realize you're holding your breath and you need to breathe now, and you try to make it as gentle as you can, and the only noise that comes out of your mouth is the... Happened to me. I was a little bit embarrassed for a second, but I was not the only one. This was put so well together. The end scenes, truly special. And this is what friendship is all about. And this is why I bring it up and relate it to what Vladi just shared. People are always judging based on the cover on the outside, and they want to have those shiny things like all the influencers, and they think they might be better people and they might be more happy. The thing is that you will realize at one point that nothing you can have inside, sitting inside of the movie theater, to bring back the example we spoke about in episode 51. If you're sitting inside the movie theater, you can have as many gadgets, popcorn, food, friends, cars, helicopters, everything in the movie theater. It will not change the movie you see on the screen for 1 second, because as within, so without. If you feel lonely, depressed, sad, tired, stupid, whatever you might feel on the inside, this is the movie you put in front of your white beam of light called Source, and this will be reflected in your regular life. And the moment you start hunting after things to make the movie more enjoyable you're watching, which means your life, and you just buy stuff to fill up your own movie theater, and you say, it's great to have 10 cars. I have an assumption. You don't have 10 cars. The 10 cars have you, because you have to take care of them. You have to wash them, clean them, provide space for them that they don't rot. We spoke about that before. The more you inherit on the outside, the more you want to shine on the outside, like Vladi said, the more you usually cover up what's not really good on the inside. And Wicked is exactly about that. It's about the outside, the opposite. You have this blonde girl and she has everything and a wealthy family and many friends and a lot of shine, shine, bling, bling and whipping her hair all the time. And she's all about the outside thing. And then you have the girl that has the color green everywhere over her body. And she's the outsider. She's the awkward one. She's the rebel. She's the one nobody likes. And she's been put in such a bad light through the whole story. that there's even a song, No Good Deed Goes Unpunished, where she decided that she will be the wicked witch from now on, because every good deed she did in her whole life never got through being punished. No good deed goes unpunished. She tried to do good all the time, but everything turned against her in the moment she did it. And then she decides to turn bad. And then coming towards the end of part 2, and I don't want to spoil it, it's just what they created and how they created it, that it's not about the outside things and being different on the outside, but being sisters in their heart. It's such a beautiful and powerful message that I encourage all of you to watch it and bring some tissues for sure. You will need it. One of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. And if Ariana Grande does not get an Academy Award for, I don't want to even say the role she played, but the person she was, she is Glinda, for sure. And Cynthia Erivo is basically, I listened to her audiobook that just came out. She is Elphaba. She is the green one. She's the different one. She's the one that does not really match to the society standards, to the world, to whatever is wanted outside. So please work on this self-image you have, because it changes your movie, how you see yourself in the world. If you go the other way, and you just change things on the outside, nothing will change, because you will still see the same movie. And before I hand it back to Vladi, just one more quote from the Bible. The kingdom of God is where? It's written in the Bible. The kingdom of God is within you. And this does not mean that all the richness is within, but if you take the phrase as within, so without. The kingdom of God, everything you could ask for, is within, because if you don't put the movie in front of the white beam of light inside the projection room, in you, if you don't see yourself as valuable, as good, as beautiful, as strong, as shiny, it will not be reflected on the outside. So the true kingdom of God is within, as without is just a pure reflection of what kind of movie you put up every second from within. Back to you, Vladi.
Elizabeth wants to see the movie. She's been
Go with her.
with me whole week, so I need to take her.
Yes.
But I love what Norman said, because let me go back to actually giving you an answer. What is the self-image? Self-image is the mental picture of yourself you see inside of your mind. And now you create this all the time, and it's stored there. It's a psycho-cybernetics. Like, this system is so crazy, because when I discovered that, hold on a second, think about this. Like, I'm in London, so I want to fly to Germany to see Norman. I get on a plane, pilots take the plane off, but psycho-cybernetics is they put the destination in there. Now, if there is a turbulence or a storm or anything that happens to the plane and it comes off the course, it will always be pulled back onto the course to where the plane is flying. Now, your self-image, you have a picture of who you believe you are stored inside of your subconscious. Now, you might want to make it, well, you make a decision one day, like, that's it, I'm leaving my job, I'm so unhappy in my job, I'm going to open my own business, I'm going to do this, and you feel this connection to yourself. It's actually coming from within, as Norman's talking about. It's the desire is above this 3D world. Desire is something that's in a quantum leap field, and it's way stronger, and you do not desire something that you cannot do. Many people actually stop and say, well, I can't do that. That's not true. If it's within you, then it means you can do it. And this picture now, let's say you're in 2 months, and it takes some work. So, you're going through it, you meet the people, and say, this stuff doesn't work. It's too much work and stuff. The self-image, if you did not replace your self-image to become a successful business person, that your current stored self-image will pull you back to exactly what it is. So you will get on a higher frequency, or in a layman's term, you will get high, and it's like, I can do that. You feel the full enthusiasm, and you find the courage and bravery to step outside of your job and create your business and do it. And yet, now things fall apart, or it may seem as they're falling apart. What we need to do is, no matter what decision it is, you have to create this first new self-image, and you have to replace the old one with this new one and make the old one obsolete. Buckminster Fuller said that if you want to have a success, the new model has to replace the old model and make the old one obsolete. And think about this. Every economic era we're going through, what happens is the new era comes in, replaces the old era. But we sometimes forget to look for the main core values and lessons, which are the greatest foundation for the next step. We ignore the history sometimes, especially these days. Everything's on AI. We find out the information in the information where everybody puts everything, and we don't even know whether it's necessarily true. In the older days, they would actually find out how much of that is true, and they would take this as a foundation and build upon it. But going back to self-image, what is the picture you see of yourself? And do not lie to yourself, because we have these expectations that, oh, I wish people appreciated me more. Well, do you know what you can do? Start appreciating yourself first. And this is the core of relationships. Is, oh, I want to find my soulmate. He is like, we have a list of the things I want my soulmate to be, because he will feel your emptiness, or she will feel your emptiness. You must feel yourself first, because then you will attract exactly who you're going to live the life you desire. And I got this wrong when I was 25 years ago. I thought like somebody will come and help me solve certain things, because if I find a partner who can help me, and that goes to what Norman was talking about in the last episode, it's not about helping. People can't help you. It doesn't matter what kind of crap or BS you find yourself into. You are the only person who can help yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. You can ask for help. It's not about not asking for help, but nobody can change. No matter what we're dealing with, we are the only problem and only solution that is created within our world. It's so crucially important. What is the picture I see in my mind? But if you create a new picture of yourself, like I'm a woman, so I'm going to speak, like looking great and looking amazing and vital and successful and wealthy. And what is the picture? But my inside is feeling completely different. There's this gap. You're not going to experience it in a real life if you can't match the feeling with the picture. Fill your cup first. Because if my cup, and I don't have my glass of water, which I needed, I always have if my cup is full, and I will tell you that I give you 80%, then I'm giving you 80% of the full cup. But if my cup is just 20% and I'm drained, and I'm telling you like, oh, I love giving, but all I'm doing is giving and giving, but I can only give you, even if I'm giving you 100%, I'm only giving you 100% of the 20. So fill your cup first. Feel the value. You decide that you're worthy. You don't need anyone else to tell you. And this is our common problem we have, is we look for approval outside of us. Or if people like me more. Who cares whether people like me or not? It's none of my business. And I love Jack Canfield's, it's my daily affirmation. For 9 years now, it's, I don't care what you think or say about me, because I know I'm a worthwhile person. It took me months of actually believing. And it's funny is that actually with Norman, when we met, at very initial, we didn't know we'll be so close or studying and doing podcasts together. He's the one who helped me with the approval. Because I was always afraid, what do people think about me? And now they're judging me. It's this something within you that you worry about what other people think about you and how they judge you. And now they're going to, and it's just your assumption. And 80% plus, that assumption is false. It's not even true. And you base your life on a false assumption, feeling really weaker. And it's not worth it. Make a decision, create a new self-image, and find yourself. And Norman pointed out the best exercise. We'll give you a secret. We give this to our private clients who pay a lot of money, but really write yourself a letter through God's eyes, seeing yourself. Because God is a pure love. If you don't want to call it God, call it the universe source, but it's pure love. Or call it pure love. Pure love sees everyone as pure love. There's no mistakes in anyone. It's just pure life, because separate the being from behavior. Behavior is the conditioning and patterns we pick in this life. But the core of you is perfect. But Proctor used to say your DNA is perfect. Make a decision, you're perfect the way you are, and just compare yourself to yourself yesterday and get better every day. Better and greater every day. Not better than others, better than me yesterday, and work on yourself. No.
And you cannot see the frame when you're sitting in the picture. I had this discussion with a one-on-one client the other day where he said, looking back at my life this past year, I think I have achieved nothing majorly. And I said, just stop it right there. If you compare yourself to the neighbors because they drive their newest Porsche and they have a new winter garden and a new swimming pool and things on the outside, this does not mean that they're happy. And I can promise you that you made big steps forward by changing on the inside first. You understood things better. And it's Vladi mentioned so many beautiful phrases. And let's just take the phrase we mentioned so often, as within, so without, through all the example the two of us gave you. It's very easy to learn. It takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds to learn it, to understand it. But to realize what it means, it takes a lifetime. Do you really understand that it starts within? And this is what I told this one-on-one client. I said, just look at the things that you change, the behaviors, that all the effects that come from the outside, that put their finger on your open wound on the inside, that hurt you, that discourage you, that sometimes just make you feel horrible. It's a choice and it's a gift that you can learn how to close those wounds. All the things where people say something mean and it hurts you, there's a chance for you to grow. And the more you realize that, and the more you judge other people, and the more you judge a book by its cover and not by its inside, the harder it is. And we want to give you another advice. Usually we give to one-on-one clients. And I want to kick it off with a quote from Cynthia Erivo that I wrote down because I found it so beautiful. She says, when I feel relaxed in my body, I'm able to be relaxed in my work and in my art that I do. So one more time, because it's so important. It's easy to understand, 5 seconds, but to master it, it takes a lifetime. When I feel relaxed in my body, I'm able to be relaxed in my work. The moment you're relaxed with your self-image, the moment you're relaxed and at ease with where you are, where you've gotten to, not based on other people, but where you came from, and how more you relaxed, how more lucky, joyful, divine, whatever you want to call it, you are on this road that you're on, the more you will shine. And she said she will wear a beautiful pajama at night to sleep in with silk or another material that I forgot, where she really feels good. And I had to think about that on the way home when I listened to this phrase in the car. And I thought, and we spoke about that in our mastermind group the other day, how often do we use stuff because we just have it? I sleep in a t-shirt that I would not wear on the outside because it's either washed a million times or it has tiny little holes or it has big prints with any promotion stuff that I would not wear, but I wear it at night. In the most important time of my day, where my body relaxes, where I go into a dream world, where I find the power to get strength for the new adventures during the daytime. And in this time, I lay on a mattress under a cover in an outfit where I say, it's basically a leftover. I know the pillow is not really, really good and the blanket is too thin and my outfit, it's good for a good night's sleep. I don't care at night. Or do you say, no, I feel myself and I wrap myself in the most beautiful outfit or non-outfit or whatever you want to wear or don't want to wear, that I feel as good as I can for me to have this 5, 6, 8, 10 hours of relaxing time in the most precious way, because this is what basically makes my life. The sleep you have, if you don't sleep well, and we all had that before, your whole day is ruined. You cannot perform 100%. You are, what Vladi said, on this 20% level. I'll give 100%. No, 100 from 20 is 20. It's not 100. It's nice, but it's not 100. So when I feel relaxed in my body, I'm able to be relaxed in my work. When you give yourself permission to feel amazing while you sleep at night, I think you give yourself permission to be outstanding during the day, and you continue that. And it's not, don't mix it up and say, wait. In 1 second, you two tell me don't go for the shiny objects and don't for the outside stuff. And on the other second, you tell us now dress up nice and buy nice stuff. The difference is the one group of people do the outside things to shine more for the other people. They do it basically for the others, for the post, for the promotion, for the applause, for the beautiful words that people see, for the respect. What we are talking about is you do it for you, and it supports your inner shine. The more you adapt your outside to the wishful self-image that you want to have on the inside, and it helps you. Because it might be challenging in the beginning to change your outside because you don't have the money, and it's also challenging to change your inside because your habits and your beliefs are the way they are. So work tandem. Do both in the way you can do it right now. Just change a little bit. Just change a little bit on the inside. Make yourself aware of what you want to have, that you're all perfect, and that the only, what Vladi said, relation you should have when you relate stuff is with yourself, with the person you have been yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. And based on that, I can tap myself on the shoulder and say, well done, Norman, well done. But if I compare myself to the outside world, I will always find people that had more success on the outside. But I realized it's not about packing my movie theater full with 100 cars and millions and houses and yachts and whatever. No, I just have to take care of them, and this kills the time that I want to enjoy living my life and not washing cars and fixing boats. No, if I want to have that, I rent that stuff or I borrow it or do whatever. But I'm not owned by those things. So always make sure that on the inside and the outside, you're going your way, and your way is always the right way.
I love it. You know, guys, get rid of the fear. Because as Norman was talking about, I know that so many times, and we can vouch for this because, I mean, I was at the position that, I came to the UK, couldn't speak English, had to pick myself up, like the ups and downs and the law of rhythm. I should call it that, actually. That is it, not ups and downs. It's a law of rhythm. So we're successful and then something happens. And it's the underlying fear behind it. It's not letting go. It's like crunching to these little things because we say, I don't really care. We do. And that's the part which you release. And with the self-image, what is the self-image? You accept it. I have to bring this out. Like when we talk about success, what does success mean to you? Not to everyone else. I know how the world is presenting success, but that's not really success. Take it from me, because I've lived many countries, traveled around, done ups and downs all the time in a business, moved to entrepreneurship, created my own companies, and they are always going to be ups and downs. But I am different. I respond to things differently. I review the things, and I am less detached. And that's what I love. Like Norman pat himself on the back. I love personal development for if you do it properly, because, like we can always, we're not talking about self-help. We're talking about self-help, where you truly work on yourself to create something that is mastered, your new self-image. Did you accept that self-image? Because we so many times create this is who I would love to be, but you don't accept it. And it's the same as my favorite quote of wrapping a present and not giving it is the same as feeling a gratitude and not expressing it. But it's the same with your self-image. The self-image you created, have you accepted it and stepped into it, not worrying about other people? And I love what Norman pointed out, and really think about it deeper, is like, it doesn't matter whether you want an amazing house. So sometimes people get, so I'm not supposed to want a mansion. Yes, you do, if that is your desire. You always wanted it and you want to have a big house, you want to have a sauna, you want to have a swimming pool, but it's something inside you, then it's your desire. It's different when you look, my sister bought a house and my brother has another house, and I feel like I'm less worthy now because I need to go and buy the house. No, I don't need to. I mean, would I want to? Not really, but sometimes we're keeping up, and that's where I bring the fear back in. We rise and get successful, and we do reach a point of success, all of us, because like Erin Nightingale said, success isn't a mother who's changing baby's diaper. She's giving such a full energy, so it doesn't matter what you do. If you're cooking, who made the best meals in my life was my grandmothers and parents who gave so much love into cooking and stirring. And you could almost feel like, because they put love in it. They cared. The energy they were in, the vibration of cooking that meal for you actually gave you that health. Now everything's like, okay, what can I make in 5 minutes and quickly fry? It's a disconnection. We don't pay attention to these little things, but that's part of your self-image. What do we give value? The true value. Where do we spend most of our time? In fact, I would even say to you, can you take a day where you can actually have like every 15 minutes, like you wake up, let's say 6 or 5, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6, 6:15, and you would monitor yourself just for 24 hours. What are you doing? You will be amazed. And trust me, I was one of those who would pro-argue this and say, no, we don't need that. You would be amazed how much you can discover about yourself. Worry about what is it I would love. Not what my parents want, what my kids want, what my partner wants, what everyone in this world wants from me. What do I want? And that is what I'm going to leave you with. Do you really know what you want? Not all the people around you, but what is it you? If you could have anything in this world, what would you go for?
It's an important question to answer. And I want to close with FEAR, what Vladi shared. It's an acronym, 4 letters. And how I learned it, FEAR, F-E-A-R, stands for false evidence appears real. And it goes back to episode 51, the judgment, and what we continued in this episode. So always make sure that you follow your heart. Think about what you would love and how you want to see yourself in the future. Because if you don't start thinking about it, you cannot get a good feeling about it. You will not take good actions and you will have not good results, because nothing will change if you just shelf develop yourself and you put our episode back in the shelf and says, yeah, I should think about that one day. No, you don't have one day. You have now. You have now. You have now. And now is the only thing you have. And therefore, we say goodbye to you for now, that you have now time to think about what you would really love. And we see and hear you again in episode 53. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.